If you want to see how I achieved this look, please keep watching. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Tiana again. So I just filmed a video on how I do my eyebrows. I'm trying to make my videos a little bit shorter now because I noticed that I use iMovie, so I can only upload a 15-minute video. Well, it has to be a little under 15 minutes actually. So yes, I did my eyebrows in a different video. If you would like to see how I did my eyebrows, just a basic, regular eyebrow, definitely go check that one out. So in this video, I am going to apply my foundation. Hopefully my foundation, my highlight, and my contour. So I'm just going to get right into it. So here I'm just taking the Fenty Hydrating foundation and applying that to my face with a foundation brush. I'm just painting it on there, so when I do decide to use my beauty blender, it'll just be pretty covered already. I'll just be blending it in, just smoothing it out. And here I'm just getting the beauty blender so that I can go ahead and blend in all of that foundation that I did apply to my face with the brush. So I'm just going to continue to blend it until I feel like, it's blended enough. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about as I'm blending in the foundation, I am talking about the first foundation that Fenty did drop, and I like how it's so matte. I do love a matte foundation, so I definitely love the way that that looks. And sorry if you can hear him calling me in the background. Every time I try to do something, someone calls me. So yeah, here I'm just blending and blending. Again, I do prefer a matte foundation. I'm not really into like a dewy kind of look, but I do like all the Fenty products that I've tried at this point, so it was definitely worth a try for me. So I do continue to blend here for another moment or two. If you do know of any good foundations, preferably matte foundations, definitely go ahead and comment it below. I would definitely love to try that out. The only foundation I really tried is Fenty. So I watch, like I told you in the last video, I watch Dominique A. And remember I told you she puts powder on her face after she puts her foundation on. I didn't know why or anything like that. I did actually buy the powder that she uses. So I'm going to put that on my face and see if it makes the application look any better. So, do I want to use this brush? I couldn't find all my brushes, so okay. So I put that powder all over my face. All right, so now I'm going to highlight. Now I did want to do some eyeshadow. In this video or with this look, but I usually do my eyeshadow last. I don't know. I noticed some people do their eyeshadow before so that like it doesn't fall off onto their highlight or whatever, but I usually don't have that problem. Really rarely do I have that problem. Like once in a while I have that problem. But I do think that I am going to just go ahead and highlight and contour, and then I will decide the eyeshadow last. I usually do just a basic gold if I do it in the corner of my eyes, or maybe I'll do a little gold on my eyes. Sometimes just a little underneath the eyes. I don't know, sometimes I switch it up a little bit, but let's see what happens here. So I'm going to take that MAC NC45 again. Alright, so yes, like I said, I'm going to use the MAC NC45 and do my highlight underneath my eyes and the bridge of my nose. And I'm really contemplating doing my eyeshadow first for some reason, just because I've been watching a lot of videos where people are doing their eyeshadow first, and I feel like they're doing it for a reason. They know what they're doing, you know. But I'm just going to do it the way that I've been doing it. So alright, so I'm taking that NC45 MAC and just using the same brush that I did my eyebrows with to apply that underneath my eyes and on the bridge of my nose. Alright, now I am still applying that concealer underneath my eyes and on the bridge of my nose, as I previously stated. Now, I never tried any other concealer really, just this MAC NC45. So if you do have one that you would like to recommend, definitely go ahead and recommend one down below. Now, usually when I do blend out my concealer, I start with my forehead, but I like to start with my forehead, but a lot of the times I do start with my eyes. So I did just go in and do my eye. The reason I do want to start with my forehead is because I would like to do my forehead while there is less product on the, on the beauty blender. But, for some reason, I always just try to get my eyes blended out. So I do go there first most of the time. But if I remember, I definitely go to the forehead first. So now I am just blending out the forehead and the bridge of the nose. Now, because of the camera, like I said in a previous video, I can't really see the makeup the way that I see it in the mirror. So I do end up going in and applying another little bit of, that NC45 underneath my eyes so that I can see it through the camera. Now, usually I do not put this much makeup on, but because I am doing my makeup in the camera, I can barely see the makeup through the camera. So that is why I am applying that much makeup, but I'm usually doing it in the mirror so I can see exactly what I'm applying at that time. And I continue to blend. Most makeup artists do tell you blending is your friend, and that is absolutely correct. The more you blend, or the better you blend, the better it looks, the more flawless it does come out. So I do just keep blending and blending until, again, I feel like it does look pretty blended out. And next, the Fenty Hazelnut setting powder with a little bit of the banana powder again. Dab onto my hand. And I'm applying that underneath of my eyes. And then after I apply it underneath my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and apply it over top of my eyes, just so everything is set. All of that highlight that I did apply to my face is nice and set and in place. Then shortly after, I go into the contour once I feel like, that powder is pressed in there pretty well. And I don't bake, I just blend out like right then. So as soon as I apply it, I just blend it out right there. I never really go in and just wipe it off with a powder or anything. My Facebook is blowing up. I went to a pit game. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But I went to a pit game on Saturday and I had a few drinks. I don't drink at all, so Long story short, I lost my ID and someone mailed it back to me. So I'm very, very thankful that person ever sees this video, which I doubt they will. I just really, really appreciate you so much. So much. You will never understand. Never understand. Because I lose my ID every time I have a drink. It's crazy. All right, so I did just put on the highlight, as you seen. And now I do want to do the contour. So I am using the Fenty Espresso Match Stick. And I used the brush that I usually use for my contour for the powder foundation. So we're going to have to see what happens here. Now this contour, like, first thing I want to say, I feel like I probably do use too much product for my contour. But this contour was so harsh. It looked so crazy when I first applied it. I did keep blending it and blending it to try to make it look better and do a few other things to it. But next time, I'm probably going to use a little less. And I typically don't use this brush for my contour. I usually use this brush for my foundation, but I had already used the brush that I use for my contour, so I just tried it. But it's wet too, so I feel like it just was so harsh. Like that contour, I'm looking at it in the camera like this looks really crazy. Like I need to figure out something. Now I do go in and contour my forehead, and after I contour my forehead, I really notice like, wow, this looks absolutely nuts. Like I don't know what to do. So I do get the beauty blender and try to bring the highlight back out a little bit because I did make it look crazy. Alright, so if you can see, I am having a little bit of trouble here. So I'm going to take this powder here and try to blend out the parts that are like kind of harsh. So again, this is the powder that I did say I purchased that Dominique A uses sometimes. If you do have any questions about that powder or want to know what that powder is, definitely check out some of her videos. But yes, I did apply that powder and then just try to blend it out. And then I decided maybe if I use the beauty blender on the side that I put my foundation on, maybe that would help blend it out a little bit. If you can see, I'm going back and forth with the brush that I used with the powder and the beauty blender, and it is kind of making my forehead look a lot better. So I do continue to do that near the contour, you know, underneath the contour, over top of the contour. I accidentally go right on top of my highlight, so I end up doing that on the other side just so that it looks the same, you know, as much as possible. So again, I'm just trying to blend in near that contour, on top of the contour, underneath the contour. Still thinking the contour is looking really harsh, so I'm trying to go in with that sponge, with that foundation that I used, that I put on, and I'm just blending. Now here I'm checking it out. I'm not really into it much, but I am still working on the blend. I'm not giving up on it yet, not at this point. Usually there's something that you can do to fix it if it's not that messed up. So I am just looking for my brush to contour my nose. I'm using the Matchstick in Espresso to contour my nose. And I believe that is a Real Techniques brush. And I'm just blending that in. Now it does look kind of harsh to me. So after I blend that in well enough, then I do decide to go in with another Real Techniques brush, the brush that I used for that powder, to try to kind of make that line look a little less harsh. Now here I'm trying to do the edge of my nose. I do see makeup artists like go in with the brush for that part. So here I ran out of time. Please check out the next video. If you love this look, bye.